So it's been a while since I last posted a video, but I wanted to tell you guys why I'm sort of reviving this channel. I was recently reading GaryVee's Crushing It book, and he talks about this idea of documenting your journey as opposed to simply creating content. And that idea really resonated with me because for a while I've sort of enjoyed this idea of creating content, social media content to sort of create a personal brand. But when I started YouTube, and you can check out my previous videos in the past, it felt quite overwhelming in the sense that I didn't feel like I was able to continue churn out content, generate new ideas, and continue pumping that stuff out. And that's sort of when I paused and stopped creating content and recently turned to TikTok because I thought, TikTok is a shorter form of content. Maybe I'd be able to sort of both manage my time a little bit easier and also have an easier time in terms of generating content ideas and then creating it. But I found that to be sort of not true. It was sort of just as hard. And for TikTok, you're sort of pumping out multiple pieces. They always say like 3 pieces of content a day. And so it became very challenging as well. But then I came across Gary's advice of just documenting your journey instead of trying to create sort of this very, very abstract kind of content. And I think honestly that's what I'm gonna try right now, because personally for me, I think it'd be very interesting, just for me to have those videos, but I think it'd be cool for you guys to sort of follow along the journey. And here's this video that I just watched actually, and sort of talks about the same ideas, but in his words. And I honestly think it's something that I find very intriguing because when I first started YouTube, I was stuck for a while because there are so many different things that I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure which niche I wanted to follow. I'm into real estate investing, business, but then also athletics, like triathlon, and then also outdoorsy type stuff, traveling, camping, fishing, that kind of stuff. And I think this would be a way for me to sort of encompass everything. And I think each step along the way, I'd be pursuing different goals, different things, and each segment of the journey would be a little bit different. And that way, sort of, I can encompass everything that I enjoy doing and not have to cut everything out. And it honestly kind of reminds me of Nick Bear. This is a YouTuber I sort of follow. He's a hybrid athlete, I guess is the best way to classify him, and a business owner. And what I really like about his channel is that from the athletic standpoint, what he does each time is really zone in on the challenge that he's facing right then and there. So it started off as a triathlon, then ultra marathon, then another marathon, and different sort of marathon goals along the way. In that sense, he was able to, do all these different things, which is sort of what I want to do as well. But then each step along the way, still be very, very focused and a part of a niche, so to speak. And then all throughout the way, he's running his business. He has a supplement business, and so he's giving a glimpse of that. So I think for me, how I envision it, and if I've learned anything throughout my journey, is that plans go to shit, and they don't mean anything. Along the way, you just have to adjust. But the way I envision it right now is that probably either real estate or athletics will be sort of the core pillar, and everything else that I do outside of that will just sort of be a supplement. And so just to give a little bit of context right now, I'm heading into my senior year. It's almost August right now. I'm heading into my senior year, and I'm pursuing a career in real estate on the investment side of things. So for that industry specifically, sort of recruiting for full-time jobs begins, pretty much has started, in the last few weeks has sort of kicked off. And so one of the things I want to give you guys exposure to is sort of the recruiting process, networking, applying to jobs, interviews. So I'm going to try my best to take you guys along the process, not just show you guys or tell you guys tips, but really show you guys how I'm doing, because I think there's a lot of just plain tips, advice, things that you could read up on, watch out there, but not a lot of people are showing you exactly what they're doing. So I'll show you guys sort of what I do each day in terms of sending out networking emails, how I'm conducting sort of these informational interviews, applications, how I'm preparing for interviews, which I'm actually about to do right now. But this will actually be in the beginning of the video, and so a lot of the content that you'll see after this actually happened before. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I think, like I said, sort of mentioned earlier, top of mind for me right now is really full-time job recruiting and also the triathlon. So those will probably be the main segments that you see and you'll be following for the moment.